the difficult thing for I think most readers today is to realize that our assumptions and our views of the world and even the words we use are not what people used in other times and places. And so, what the historian has to do is understand terms and concepts and ideas and beliefs in light of their own context, which means someone like me, we spend a lot of our time studying ancient texts to understand the ancient world better, so that when we take any particular text, we can put it in its context. Because if you take it out of its own context, if you change the context of something, you change what it means. And so it's interesting that, just to use the word hell, for example, the word hell never actually, our concept of hell never occurs in the Old Testament. And it's never anything that Jesus himself ever talked about. In English translations of the New Testament, you'll get the word hell. And that's become a traditional way of translating some of the things Jesus said, but Jesus himself never uses. They didn't have a word for that. Well, they did. They would call it Tartarus in Greek. Tartarus as a place of torment. But even in Greek, most people didn't go to Tartarus. Most people went to Hades, which was not a place of torment. But Jesus doesn't use either word. Jesus uses the word Gehenna. And it turns out that's not even it's in the Greek New Testament, but he wasn't speaking Greek, and it's not a Greek word. Gehenna refers to a valley outside of Jerusalem that was thought to be a completely God-forsaken, desecrated place. And Jesus threatens people that if they sin against God and don't repent, they're going to be thrown into Gehenna. Well, English translate into this pit outside of Jerusalem. This is like they're not going to get a decent burial. They're going to be this desecrated place. It's going to be like, oh God, you don't want that to happen to your corpse. But when English translators, they weren't going to use the word Gehenna because nobody knows what that means. And so they thought, well, okay, it means hell. And so they translated it as hell. But then when an English reader reads that, Jesus is saying you're going to be cast into hell, and oh my God, because you're going to be tortured forever. And he's not talking about being tortured forever, but you only know that if you put it in its own context instead of thinking that it's like in our modern context.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video clip from the Delgado Podcast. To get more videos just like this, simply subscribe here on YouTube. Take care.